Hey everyone, on this week's Questions for Kerry, I want to answer the question of what will it cost me to buy a house? I just got this question last week, so I thought this would be helpful. I'm Kerry Kiefer-Fisher with 5 Star Real Estate and just really want to share, obviously you have the cost of the home purchase, right? So whatever it was that you agreed to pay the seller for their home. But there are also other costs involved. So what do those costs look like? The very first thing right out of the gate when you go under contract on a new home, you'll pay for inspections. And those are going to be right out of pocket the day that you have those inspections and they occur. And usually inspections aren't required, but it's for your benefit to do them. So you might pay for a general inspection, a pest inspection, radon inspection in our area, possibly well and septic if it's serviced by those, unless you negotiate for the seller to pay for those. You might have a survey, soil test. So you could pay $500 to $600. You could pay much more if you get a survey. But those are the kind of inspections you'll pay for, and those will be out of the pocket right away. And other types of costs that you'll have over and above your sales price, it will depend if you're getting a loan and financing the purchase or if you're going to do cash. So let's talk about if you're going to get a loan. Your lender will provide you an estimate of charges that you will expect to pay for the property in addition to your loan. And those are considered closing costs, and those are going to include things like flood certification, tax research, loan origination, loan processing, underwriting fees, title insurance, and all of those charges will be estimated for you by your lender up front, just so you have an idea of what to expect. And you really could be in that $2,000 to $3,000 range for those, depending on which lender you choose. And on top of those loan fees, those are typically due at closing. But one of the fees that you do pay up front is an application fee. And usually that's going to cover the cost of an appraisal that the lender's going to order for you. And that appraisal in our area could be anywhere from $400 to $600 or so, depending on the size of the property. And so those are just a few of your closing costs. In addition to that, you'll also have homeowner's insurance, unless it's a vacant piece of land. But for an actual home, your homeowner's insurance, I'm guessing you could be in that $700 to $1,500 range. Who knows? It depends on which coverage you use and the size of the house. And that is usually a cost that you might pay for up front. In some situations, I've seen people be able to pay that cost at closing. Another thing that you're going to consider is if you're a cash person, you'll have title company charges. You might have some broker admin fees. So if you aren't getting a loan for the home, you're still going to have things like homeowner's insurance, and you'll still have those same title charges. So, if you're doing cash, you might see somewhere in that $300 to $500 range for extra additional costs. And then there's taxes. So at closing, the title company is going to ensure that the taxes are considered, and if the seller has prepaid for taxes, you might owe the seller a credit for the portion of time that you're going to own the home. Or if the taxes aren't due yet, but the seller might owe you a credit for taxes. So the title company will work out how those debits or credits will look at closing for you. And then if you are getting a loan on the home, your lender may require that you establish what's called an escrow account. And that escrow account is going to be set up so that the lender can pay for taxes and insurance in the future when they become due. So you might have to pre-fund that escrow account by four months or so, give or take, and they'll work you through that. So few extra charges to consider. Obviously, our team is happy to walk you through those details a little bit further. If you get a lender, obviously they're going to provide you a very detailed explanation as well. So give our team a call for more information, 269-633-9243.